Hey, what's going on? Thanks for checking out this video. So, here we go. Once again, we got to talk about The Witcher. You know, every time I think that's it, there's absolutely nothing else left to discuss. More news comes out surrounding the show and its prequel, Blood Origin. Netflix and The Witcher showrunner Lauren Hisrich are just so freaking desperate to make sure they actually have people left over to watch the show once Henry Cavill leaves after season 3, and quite frankly, it serves them right for all the crap they've pulled over the past couple of years. I just don't know what the hell they were expecting would happen when they decided to stray so far away from the original source material and severely reduce the screen time of their star actor, who was one of the main reasons why so many people watched the damn show to begin with. And then they thought they could just go on their merry way, no problem at all. Oh, no worries, the fans will be okay with it. Oh, how wrong they were. It just got so bad that Henry finally decided, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna put up with this shit anymore. All I wanted to do was make an amazing adaptation of a franchise so many people love, myself included, but they just would not let that happen. So that's it, I'm done. I've had enough, I'm out. And it turns out that even Geralt himself, at least Geralt's voice actor from the games, has come out and speculated on why he thinks Henry Cavill left the show. So this was pretty cool to hear from him about this topic, especially once you hear what he had to say. I mean, he was pretty careful in how he words it, but he also doesn't hesitate to acknowledge their massive deviation from the source material, which was refreshing to hear. You know, normally in a situation like this, I would fully expect an actor to stick up for the big company and trash Henry for leaving, but he doesn't. So anyway, let's check it out. Geralt, video game actor, on why he thinks Henry Cavill left The Witcher. Now, I love Henry Cavill, I do, and I thought he did a great job as Geralt. At least, you know, he did the best job he could with a lot of the shitty material he was given. And there's absolutely no one better for a live-action version of the character. But this Geralt right there next to Henry, that's my definitive Geralt through and through. And Doug's voice is always the one I hear when I imagine Geralt speaking while reading the books. As his swan song approaches, Geralt video game actor Doug Cockle shares his thoughts on why Henry Cavill is leaving The Witcher. Cavill's exit from the Netflix fantasy show has been the talk of the town for the past 2 months, namely as it aligned with the Superman return in Black Adam's post-credits, intended to see him back for far more projects in the DC universe, including a potential Man of Steel 2. However, those plans were ultimately nixed by new DC Studios heads James Gunn and Peter Safran, leaving Cavill briefly without a path forward before partnering with Amazon to develop a Warhammer Cinematic Universe for Prime Video, while The Witcher forges ahead with Liam Hemsworth taking over as Geralt of Rivia in Season 4. Now, I do agree that Henry being led to believe he was getting his role as Superman back was a contributing factor in his decision to leave The Witcher. I still think the main reason was over the creative differences. You know, I have little doubt that he had been contemplating leaving for a while before he ultimately announced his exit. He was just waiting for something better so he could finally pull the trigger. You know, they always say, never quit a job unless you have another one lined up. Just thank Christ he's worked out this deal to make the Warhammer 40K series for Amazon, because that whole mess with DC was such bullshit. This guy deserves to be making movies and shows, and I'm sick of him always getting shafted. During a recent appearance at MCM Comic-Con, Doug Cockle addressed the ongoing reports of Henry Cavill's Witcher exit. The Geralt video game actor specifically took note of Cavill's reported creative differences with the writer's room on the Netflix show, praising Cavill's love for the source material and acknowledging the show's various changes. So fortunately, someone was there to film this, and whoever did that, you're a boss. So let's check it out.
Henry hasn't said it himself yet, but the chat says that he's leaving because he doesn't agree with the storylines that the writers have been developing. And if that's the case, I can completely understand that, because Henry is such a huge fan of the games and the books, and the writers on the Netflix series have chosen, for whatever reason they did so, to deviate quite severely from the books and the games. Whether that's good or not, it's down to what you like, you know. I personally don't understand the choice, but there you go. I think that's why Henry. I think that's why Henry's leaving. Liam, more power to him, man. I do not envy him. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, seriously, I don't envy Liam Hemsworth being in that position either. Absolutely massive shoes to fill as it is, you know, just having to replace the leading star in a TV series. And then, of course, he has all the fans to face down who just wanted a faithful freaking adaptation, and for Henry Cavill to remain in the role of Geralt. So yeah, it's not going to be pretty. Personally, I don't hold any ill will toward Liam. You know, it's just a job for him. I reserve all of that contempt for the showrunners and Netflix. So hopefully for his sake, they go a little easy on him. After all, he's not the one responsible for trampling all over the lore. Still though, it was really cool to hear this from Geralt's voice actor. Though him saying he doesn't understand why the showrunners deviated so far from the original source material was kind of surprising. You know, to me, it's insanely obvious why. I mean, if you aren't paying attention to Hollywood's agenda and their obsession with identity politics, then sure, I guess it's difficult to fathom why they would make such an illogical choice to deviate so far when you know all the fans won't like that. They only care about pushing their agenda, so of course they made a bunch of choices that just pissed everybody off. It's also possible he was just feigning ignorance. You know, he would no doubt end up getting canceled if he called out Hollywood's woke agenda, and I would not want that to happen to him. It's all just a total shit show. It took all of this for Lauren Hisrich and Netflix to finally realize they fucked up, and now they're scrambling to right the ship after their show's main selling point has bailed, and they know the audience will as well. But they ultimately still have no freaking clue what they're doing, as we can see here. The Witcher Season 3 could get 2-part release model, says the showrunner. While speaking with Collider to discuss the recently released prequel series and pile of shit, Lauren S. Hisrich offered an update on The Witcher Season 3. When asked if Netflix will give it a 2-part release model in the same vein as its other shows, but not for this one, the showrunner stated that no proper discussions have taken place for such, but that they're not ruling out the possibility as post-production continues on the season. We haven't discussed that splitting the season yet, but at this point, I think what we see happening across all sort of streamers, I wouldn't rule it out. I do think that, obviously, we don't put anything out that we're not incredibly proud of. Wow, you're seriously proud of the garbage you've been putting out? Does that include Blood Origin? Holy shit. So that dictates our entire launch date, and I think it'll be interesting. Again, we still have a very long time, 8-ish months or so until Witcher Season 3 comes out. So God willing, we get it all out at the same time. But who knows? We'll see what happens. And there you have it. I swear, they're just flailing at this point as they desperately search for any possible route that doesn't end with them losing their entire audience. Too bad for them, that ship has already sailed. You know, they had plenty of chances over the past couple of years to save face and just make the freaking show everyone was begging them for. But they just wouldn't listen and took the fans and Henry Cavill for granted. You know, like I said, their only priority was pushing their nonsense agenda. And now they're simply paying for their choices. You had your chance. Suck it up and own it. So anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and check out one of these other videos I uploaded recently. Or consider subscribing if you want more content just like this. I'll catch you all later.